Boy howdy, this is Shane Immersed here. We're going to do another 5-minute fix here. What we're going to do is we're going to make it so the bone, specifically the hip bone, is converted back from the original cat's full body tracking fix and into the new system that VRChat is incorporating. So if you need any more information on that, I have an entire video. I'll put it up in the link in the top right here. But for now, let's get into the nitty-gritty here. So what we see here, if I am to be smart and start displaying screencast keys, so I right-clicked on my bone structure, and as you can see, we have the old full body fix going on here. So what I'm going to do is go over to cats here, go to model options, click show more options, and we're going to do the full body tracking fix remove. And when we do this, you're going to see a change right here in the hips. So here we go, remove. And what that did, and depending on your version, you might have a little bit different. I'm using the dev version, so essentially the only difference is that it's made the bone a little bit more noticeable. If you zoom in far enough and you're on regular cats, you'll see a little tiny bone right there. And so what we have here is a bone fix to bring it more in line with VRChat. And what we need to do is we need to check and make sure this is going to actually work well in VRChat. And I'm going to tell you right now that this is going to have a rolling hip problem, where the hip's going to roll forward a little bit and really stick the butt out, which is great in a lot of senses, but not in the sense that I want that to be the way that the system works. And if you look here, I would push number keys, but my keyboard does not have number keys, so we're just going to have to deal with it the way I'm doing it now. And if you look here, you're going to see some pretty significant thing. The chest, you're going to see the spine, you're going to see the hip, and then you're going to see the legs. And there's a couple rules here that you have to keep in mind whenever you're doing full body tracking stuff, or even when you're doing non-full body tracking stuff. And that is that everything works best when it's in a nice straight line from the spine down to the legs. Some things that you don't want in a perfect straight line are the lower legs in particular. If you have everything in a straight line, the lower legs won't know where to go in VRChat, so they might start contorting in weird ways. So what we have here is really good. Upper legs should be in front of the lower legs in all cases, or at least tilting in a positive direction while the lower legs are tilting in a negative Y direction. As you can see, we have the little thing down here on the bottom left. If you have 2.8, it's very similar. You just might be pressing slightly different keys. Note that the hip bone is way in front of the leg bone, and that's a big no-no. So we need to line this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into edit mode, and we're going to first we're going to choose the spine, because we're going to move the spine closer to the actual spine of the character. And the way we're going to do that actually is over here on the left. We're going to scroll up and go to the transform section. And the transform section moves things by certain numbers of space. And up on the top here, the smaller section of the triangle here is the tail end of the bone, and the larger side is the head. So we want to keep the tail bone where it is, and we're going to change the head bone. We're going to push it backwards more towards where the actual spine of the character is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to transform. We're going to hit up the Y section of the head of the bone, and we're going to just bring it back to, let's try 0.3. That's a pretty nice spot. It kind of will line up pretty nicely with what we got going on here. So let's leave it at 0.3 because I'm pretty happy with that. And what's also nice about this is that you don't have to change any of the weight paints, because the weight paint's attached to the bone, not to anything else. So if you have to do any weight painting, it'll be very, very minor, and you don't have to really worry about it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to match the tail and the head of the spine to the head of the chest, which is minus 0.03. So we'll just do that, and we'll do that to the tail too. Cool, now that's all lined up, and it's guaranteed straight because that's what Blender says. Blender says it's exactly 0.03. Even if when you click on it, it's exactly minus 0.03. So it is perfectly 100% in line, which is exactly what you're looking for. And we're going to grab the hip next. We're going to do the exact same thing. This is 0.03 minus 0.03. All right, that's all perfectly lined up. We're very happy with that. There will be no forward roll on this as long as the upper legs are also matched to that. And as I recall saying earlier, the fatter portion of the leg is the head, so we'll just kind of make that minus 0.03, and we'll make this one on the other side minus 0.03. That is perfectly lined up. I am happy with that. All right, that's good. Everything looks lined up. Everything looks happy. Let's export this model. Continue to export. Take 3279 post atlas. If you don't want to overwrite it, you don't have to, but I really suggest that you do. So I'm going to export the FBX, and we're going to go over into Unity from here on out, and it's going to do a quick update. All right, it has updated. You only have to do one major change to this, and that is first you're going to want to find the character in your project, and here it is, my robot dog head body test, and we're going to see something that says warnings are found. You might see errors found while importing this rig from animation type. The issue here is that what Unity has for bone information does not match what Blender just gave Unity for bone information. So to fix this, it's very, very simple. All you have to do is click on humanoid, go to none, push apply, wait for it to update, and then from none go back to humanoid, and that's going to reset all the bones back to the way they originally were when you imported your model from Blender, which could be a problem because if I go in here, I'm already positive I'm going to see all sorts of small fixes that I'm going to have to do. So I'll push continue, I'll save, and inside we're going to see, yeah, things like all the original issues that you had, you'll probably have to fix. Specifically for me, my biggest problem was the chest was not attached. And if I go to head, my front hair for some reason was considered the jaw, which was also not the case. So we just undo that, push apply, saves it, and then you are good to re-upload because everything else has already been set up previously before you did this fix, and upload and you're done. That's it. So yeah, this is Shane Immersed here. This is a quick 5-minute fix on how to get bones better lined up and fix your full body tracking fix that you did with cats. That's all. Be sure to like and subscribe. I got a whole bunch of new things going on. Got an Instagram, got a Discord. Discord's going to be full of people trying to help out when you have a little bit of an issue with, worlds or with avatars or whatever. The Instagram is full of things that I'm currently working on. So if you really care about things that I'm currently working on, be sure to check that out. All right. Thank you very much. Guys, have a great day.